Hi class, I wanted to give you some video feedback. I'm going to look at these as a first-time site visitor, going through, checking the layout, checking the usability and the functionality, and to make sure everything that is required is shaping up here. So let's jump in. Hi, Earl. Yeah, you've made that a little bigger, much better. Don't think you need the dash there. Good job with your navigation. Cookies and privacy setting. Uh, Good job. You're linked up. Good. Um, I feel like there should be something, a logo here to click into or something. Let's see. Okay. Mm-hmm. What's 16 point? Might not need quite as much line spacing. Just a little there might come out. So, yeah, I'm not sure about this. So I would embed the video. Because from whatever that is, because people won't know what this third party is, and I'm not sure I want to select it. Okay, so probably just upload your video there, actually would be fine. And here. Otherwise, it's looking good. You probably want to bring this up just a little bit. Let's see. That's good. All right. Okay. All right. Nice. Let's look at the mobile. Okay. Good. Probably can make your name a little bigger there. It will be bigger, maybe center it there. Close this up a little. You could say have an about heading there. Maybe reduce a little bit of text here. It's not uncommon to have to edit down the mobile to reduce some scrolling. And another little heading here that tells us that these are your projects, whatever you call it here, work, then you would call it that. You can go ahead and make this, turn that into projects or something. Or you could use projects here or works just to let us know what page we're on. All right, good work. Maybe a little less space here, but tighten that up just a little, but really small details. Great job. All right, son, good job moving over to Wix Editor. A lot of people had to do that this month. The Wix Harmony is a recent release, and they're always trying to give us AI, aren't they? I would make this just a little wider so that this isn't quite so wide here in the middle. If this image is of this quality enough resolution, I'd make it just a little bigger. We try to avoid images for logos because they don't really scale well. But if you have this in an Illustrator file, that would be great there in another color or outlined in black. Okay, you can select your header, sorry, and up when you select header, you select the gear and you can freeze it, which actually you have. What you want to do, you did freeze it. What you want to do is make the background 100% opaque, so not transparent, so that this doesn't happen, this overlapping. Okay, so you would go and adjust that background in your heading. If you can consolidate a little or at least center this with this, it works okay here, but then we have all this space here and here. that we could adjust for. Make sure this is centered. Okay. Um, I would stay away from the AI emojis. Um, and we probably need to break this up a little bit so that we don't just have a list of bullets. Okay. Have some small headings or something. Maybe reduce some of that. Make sure this is a free Google Voice. Good job linking up. The Twitter needs to come out and the LinkedIn. So if this is what you have, then take these out. We do think you should have a LinkedIn, but do take the ones that aren't linked up, take those out. Check the email there, that it's not C. Take that O out, that added O. Yeah, you have this, okay. You might want to put this up here. This could probably be 2 columns below it, but I'll let you work that out. Let's look at the mobile. Okay, yeah, you need some headings to separate your lists. Okay. All right. You may want to center your name. Working a little better here. Rather not have the emoji there. Bring it up a little, maybe center it there between here and here. And make sure this is just a little bigger, I think. And that would be centered. All right. Nice work. Good start. All right, Randall. Great job. Nice about page, great colors, great photo. Okay. All right. If this can be edited to have the same number of lines, that'd be great. But it's working well. And you've got the same text here for your headings. This will be, when you get to week 4 and we have accessibility check through the Wix Accessibility Wizard, it will probably flag this content so that it is higher contrast. Good job. Yeah. Okay, nice. Probably close that up. Okay. That space. So yeah, let's have the same amount of space between your videos. Can't tell on this. Let me go back. Okay. Just checking to make sure that it looked just slightly different size. All right. Okay. Terrific. Great job. Looks terrific. Nice work. All right. Good. That could possibly come up here if you, or over here, but it's fine where it is. Yeah, try and edit these down just a little bit. You can also look into adding a collapsible text box, and then they can, it'll be down to here. they'll have the option to select more, and then this will unfold. And then you can close up that space. Okay. Okay, try and have the same font for your headings. Okay. Same font sizes. It's also upper lower. The other is all caps. That is looking consistent. All right, great job. Let's look at the mobile. Okay. Your logo could go somewhere up here. Yeah. All right. Great job. Okay, Bethany, I'm really pleased that everyone was able to convert everything over to the Wix editor. I'm not sure how much work that was for you, but you did a great job. Make sure that's centered. It may just be. I'm not so sure though. I think it might need to come over a little bit. Make sure, let's see, good. Just a quick note, M dashes are something that AI really loves to use, so consider taking those out, even if it's just a comma or a period. It's all right to use it to help us, but we don't have to advertise or, we don't want to be distracting for people to say, oh, they used AI. Might close that up. Close some of that space, some of that. Okay. Good call to action. Yeah. All right, let's look at the mobile. That is kind of floating there. I'm not sure it has a purpose. If we're going to use this kind of divider, you would probably use it here too. This might have to be, may have to have contrast included, increase, but you'll see that when you check out your accessibility in week 4. Do make sure you do that. I think it's a completion right now, so you're not submitting anything, but you really want to do that. So for your final, make sure that everybody takes a look at their contrast. Close that up a little. And of course, check the formatting on this one. Sometimes, yeah, check that formatting. Okay, yeah. Not sure about that in that particular place. All right, let's look at another one. Okay. Careful about, well, it is a link, so it's okay to be underlined, but I would allow some line space there. Nice font. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. When it's saying Arial, that's the spacing it's picking up, the line space. Nice logo. This feels like placeholder. It may not be. It may be a message, but be careful because it, at least on my end, we see a lot of placeholder that talks like that. Okay. Center this. You may want to center both of these. That's pretty big. It's just a large font though, too. So this is big. That's big. Fairly big. Okay. I was seeing this first. Don't know if that took time to come up. This isn't the same font, so it's, yeah, let's stay with this font for your headings there. Nice. All right. Okay, nice work. Well done. This is a little small. 14 is a little small for web. It should be at least 16, and then some fonts are just naturally small, and so they need to be a little bigger. You do need to move this over to the Wix editor. All right. Before you continue building with your site in the future, I would do that. Let's look at the mobile. Okay. Maybe that. Seems like we have 2 or 3 fonts there, is the feeling. Yeah, have the vertical space consistent. This isn't quite centered, that heading. That might work all caps, not that font, but all right. The year. Okay. Okay. You might want to bring that image down just a little so you're not cropping the head as much. Okay. Okay. Great start. Okay, Sergio. All right. Might want to increase the contrast here for the about whenever we are landing on it. The selected. Good job here. Nice, even vertical space. Okay, so this tells us what the description of the video is, and that's good. We want to know your role. So even if you just put role and tell us, you know, whether you were the cinematographer, director, scriptwriter, or all those things, so that when people land on your site, they know right away. We have cinematographer, but you may have done other things too. So if it's cinematographer, you can just say role cinematographer. But if you have others, you might want to include that. Okay, so link up your socials. All right, let's check the mobile. The blue looks good on the black. I don't know if you want to center that. You will want to increase the contrast on the navigation so we can see it. Okay, good job. Looks like there's some editing back there. Could be wrong. Kind of looks like it. I'm going to be careful with that. Everybody. Nice. All right. Great job. I'm really pleased with how everybody is coming along. And I know you had to make that adjustment and move over to the Wix editor. You did a great job. Let's go ahead and make the background of your header opaque, 100% white, or another color if you intend to do it. Now, here's the thing, Austin. I saw this before, and I didn't mention it on the About page because I knew I was going to get into more detail here. Two things. You might want to reduce this just a little so that we can widen this text block, this column, and bring it up flush. Okay, so it doesn't run over just a little and isn't up here, right? You can have it start right here, and you may want to have, something that says an about heading that's not this big, but bigger than this. But here's the thing. Well, Star Wars is a brand, so we have to be careful about those things. While you're a student, it's not a big deal, but you won't always be. So as soon as you're not a student, then you have copyright issues. Okay, so I always tell students whenever you're creating anything along the way, make sure that it doesn't have a copyright issue so that you never have to deal with that. But here's my question. I'm not sure what to do with this. I just don't know where that hand is coming from. All right, and it's just seeming a little odd. I mean, if there's somebody over here, maybe, but if you can go ahead and use some generative fill in Photoshop or something and remove those fingers. All right, I think that would feel a little better. Okay. A little bit of description here. Okay, that looks fun. Maybe just a little more space there, but it's not an issue. There's a little more here than there is here, so this is probably better. This much space there. All right. Yeah, you want that background to be solid color, even if it's white. You might try a color. All right. Nice work. You do need your social, at least a LinkedIn, maybe a YouTube icon. All right. Let's look at the mobile. All right. Oh, I see. This is for that. Double check the order that you have there. Okay. Okay, close that up a little bit. All right. Great job, everybody. I'm really pleased with what you're doing this past week, and I'm looking forward to seeing where you are. Let's see, this is only Tuesday, so great job. You've got, a week or more. I don't think anybody here probably has a lot of late work to submit, but next week is week 4, and we wrap up week 4 early because your grades are due, and they will, if we don't have them by Tuesday morning, then the program directors start getting emails about us not having it submitted. Okay, so it's really important. And that's why we don't have late work coming in over the weekend. But keep it in mind so you can plan. And I think you're doing a great job. And I hope you're getting excited. Well done.